Well, listen, Brian, we've been kind of working, and some of the people that watch our show know already the stuff that us as a channel and y'all have worked on a little bit, and what you've really been working heavy on, which is Oklahoma SB or Senate Bill 939.
Yes.
Can you kind of give us a quick little overview of what 939 is and what it does if it passes?
Okay, so yeah, it does a couple of things we kind of threw in there together.
Right.
The first one is last year they passed what they called now I'm on the spot over here. The Home Food Freedom Act.
Right.
And the Home Food Freedom Act allows these home kitchens that do a lot of goods,
Right.
baked goods and non-perishable type goods. And the bill was really well written. It gave a lot of freedom for them to be able to sell these products from their kitchen
Right.
out to the public, direct from their kitchen. Also, if it's a time or temperature type product,
Right.
sensitive product, then they can sell that off kitchen or off farm,
Right.
third party. So this legislation we added in there. So if you sell time and temperature sensitive products from your home or your
Right.
farm, okay, you have to take an 8-hour online food safety class.
Okay.
Very simple. It's nothing big deal. It just say, hey, you understand how to handle those types of foods. Understand they need to be cooled to certain temperatures and so forth.
Right.
So they can do that, but they can only be sold from their home or farm. So we added into there this year in Senate Bill 939 to be able to allow time and temperature sensitive products to be sold off farmer kitchen
Right.
to a third party, but that third party vendor has to also take the food handler's class.
Okay.
Very simple, and they probably may even have already taken the class if they're selling
That
commercial
expedites
products.
then, yeah.
But it's a very simple concession to be able to do that. That way you just understand. Everyone understands the rules. They know what safe handling is,
Right.
and so that allow them to do that off farm.
Now, if I remember reading through correctly, this, I guess you'd say, an amendment to the legislation or an add-on,
Right.
which I like is because I think sometimes the add-ons are a little easier than just a straight-up fresh piece of new idea.
Yes, right.
But was that it raises the limit on the gallons of milk that they can sell
Yes,
per month,
right.
and allows third-party vendor, allows them to transport off farm,
Yes.
and sell through like a hub or
Yes.
that type of thing.
Yeah, so you also have there's the language in there is kind of mixed in together.
Right, I got
So
you.
then they did add specific milk, raw milk
Right.
legislation in there that says because it was restricted strictly to the farm.
Right.
You had to come to the farm and pick it up. So the premise behind the legislation is to make the milk more available.
Right.
And so what this does is allows them to take it, transport it off farm. Before it was against the law to even transport it off
Right,
farm.
absolutely.
By the producer. Also, it then allows it increased to 500 gallons per month, which was
Right.
kind of a concession that hopefully we can overcome later. But that's
Right.
a good start. And then it allows the milk to be sold third party.
Right.
And the concessions of that is that the producer does have to do testing
Right.
for the major pathogens once a month, and then they have to report that once a quarter
Okay.
to the health department.
Now, and if I remember reading through correctly, the third party, be it a farmer's market, farm hub, whatever, but a
Right.
third party, they have to post signage.
Yes.
That this is non-pasteurized. This has been,
Correct.
all the little home food statement kind of thing.
That's correct. Yes.
Right. And
yeah, it has to be clearly marked that hey, this is raw, and it could contain bacteria that may be harmful to humans, and so
Right.
it will be some simple statement.
right. And I think it's a pretty simple label requirement as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, it's nothing real intrusive, and the ag department will stipulate exactly what that is when it comes through.
Right.
And then the other thing it has to do is it has to be stored separate from processed
the other,
milk.
right? Yeah,
and
yeah,
clearly marked on the
yeah.
case.
Right.
As to
I
what
remember
it
reading
is.
that
So,
it has to be in
yeah.
its own separate area.
Yeah, just so there's no confusion.
Right.
And that's a good concession as well.
Right.
Well,
and I mentioned this when we were talking before the camera started rolling that, I lost track in reading this bill how many times informed end user
Yes.
was written in this legislation. And I think that's the key to food freedom anyway.
Yes.
Is that as an informed user, an informed person, I should have the right to make a decision on what
right.
I want to buy and what I want to consume.
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
so much of this, and that's why, when we talked about it, we were so willing to get behind it, was I don't even drink raw milk. Probably ain't gonna.
All right.
But I want the option.
Yeah.
I want the choice, and I want to make that choice for me.
That's right.
And I want you to be able to make that choice for you and by, whoever. And I certainly don't want to stand in the way of an individual who's a producer being able to make any kind of subsistent living or any kind of, income to
Right.
help their lifestyle.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. We've come so far with small dairies and small producers that they handle the product so clean,
Right.
and their animal care is top notch, and so that it's changed from the scare that we had back in the 1900s.
Right.
So,
And like I said, I know when we talked about it, some of the advertisement and some of the whole thing that was going on back then was crazy, honestly.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it has made a big change, and we've learned.
yes.
And so I think we need to be able to reward that advancement or reward that, and
Yeah.
because I think the people that genuinely want to produce and genuinely want to have a good product are going to take those steps on their own
Yes,
anyway,
absolutely.
probably. So it's not really a huge commit.
Yes, correct,
So I think that's the thing. Now, where is it at right now in the process?
Okay, so we've initially, before it went to committee, we had some discussions with the Department of Agriculture just
Right.
to feel them out and see how they felt
Right.
about it, and so we went back and forth, kind of with the language and so forth, and what they were willing to regulate, and how it might be regulated and so
Right.
forth, and so we got to something agreeable. They gave the thumbs up, and so then you take it to committee.
Right.
To the agriculture committee, which is great because then you already walk in the door and go, look, Ag's already looked at this. They like it. It's good to go.
Right.
And it passed through committee 9-2
Right.
for it. So huge support for it.
Absolutely.
We have two senators on the Senate side that have authored and co-authored the bill, and then two on the House side as well.
Okay.
So it has full support, and so hopefully it'll just go to the floor. It's final documents printed, ready to go to the floor, so it should
Right.
be in the next few weeks, we hope. So.
Okay, and then from there to the governor's desk. And
That's correct,
Right.
yeah.
And I ain't gonna say yay or nay, but I mean I know he just went through his own thing with the fires and everything.
Right.
But I also know he's got a ranch farm. I
Yes.
think he's ag friendly.
Yeah.
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 And that's a plus. At least he has an idea of what is sitting in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But which is a good thing. So that's I'd say what we'll just say halfway through the.
Yeah. I think I think we've well prepared
Right.
our representatives
think-
to present it on the floor,
Right.
for debate, for any arguments,
Right.
and so forth. Presented them with facts,
Right.
and and then just the support behind it from the community. So.
Yeah, and that's been a huge thing, and it's going to continue to be a huge thing, folks. Is the support from all of you here in the state of Oklahoma, the support behind this, and like I said, whether you're ever going to drink a drop of raw milk or you even grow or produce anything in that way, this isn't about this. This is literally about freedom of choice.
That's right.
It's about the freedom of you as a consumer to be able to find what you want, or as another consumer to find what they want at a store, handled in a safe manner, and they make an informed consent decision to purchase or not purchase.
Yes.
And let the market decide what's going to happen. So what we would need from the good citizens of the state of Oklahoma is, if you're in support of this kind of thing, reach out to your representative, reach out to your senator via phone, via email, in some way. Reach out to them and just voice your support. You ain't got to get fancy with words or write a big narrative or anything, but just voicing support for this kind of legislation so that they're aware when it comes in front of them that the people of their district supports that legislation and wants that passed, because that's really the next big push of this, is that the senators and the ones voting on the floor know this is something that the people want.
Yeah, I think you just simply say, hey, just call them and say, I support Senate Bill 939,
Right.
and want you to support it as well. So.
Right. I mean, that was when Arkansas just had its recent legislation amendment. which we had everything already in place except for the third party, and that's what we were going after.
Right.
That was, to my senator and rep, was just, this is who I am. I'm in your district, blah, blah, blah. And I really believe in this bill. I really think this is a good idea, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And send it off on its way.
Yeah.
Quick, short, sweet, no need to,
Yeah.
to get eloquent with words about it.
Yeah.
Just straightforward. But it just lets them know, because honestly, I mean, even though they live in neighborhoods and they live here amongst us, it still helps them to have the feedback too.
Yes.
And that way, maybe, just maybe, they're not getting bad information somewhere either.
Yeah, exactly.
But well, that's kind of covers that and kind of where we're at on that. So we're, a little call for support from the homestead community and the farm community and people that are just interested in food freedom. So Brian, I'm just going to transition back. What's on the horizon for future this year for Okie Farm and Feed and Hatchery and all that?
Yeah, so we're really excited about in kind of moving through this legislation and kind of what we learned in networking with all these these other local farmers and so forth and homesteaders is just the need, with the bird flu and all that did create a great need there.
Right.
But in that, so a lot of consumers are looking to these smaller CSAs, these smaller farmers markets, these local provided stores and markets around the state. And so we're looking to have been reached out to help provide to some of these local markets here. And so that'll cause us to ramp up our production. And so we're looking at bumping to the next level and moving into the 4-digit numbers of birds and so working to get up to like 1,000 layers and for the egg production already have just commitments go, we'll buy everything you have,
and that's a beautiful thing.
And the great thing for us too, we just providing quality, our we sell organic feed, and that's what we feed our chickens, and just want to provide the highest quality meat birds that we can, and so we'll be going into full production of meat birds as well. So.
All right, so you're really kind of rounding all the way around on that.
Yeah, we're finally kind of figuring it out. So.
And folks, this started with Ginger saying, "I want a chicken."
That's right.
So for them, chickens really was the gateway to this whole thing. So they got a bunch of chickens now. But that's awesome. It's great to hear that. I know you're going to be out at some more events this year.
Yes.
So we'll be seeing you out and about and catching up, and of course via phone and email, all that good stuff as well. So great. I'm glad. So where can people find y'all guys? Online, social, and all that?
Yeah, sure. We have a website, okiefarmfeed.com.
Okay.
And you can go there and have all our contact information. There's a link on there for our organic feed site that you can go look at as well. And then we're on Facebook, YouTube, and can find us there.
So it's Okie Farm Feed.
Okie Farm Feed is,
and that's on all.
Yeah, on the handles.
Okay, so Okie Farm Feed, go check them out. They're a great couple. They're fun. They're funny to be around, and a lot of time. And they're really doing something totally cool with a business and taking a little, what I guess I'd call a backyard passion, and growing it into a productive business, and also supplying a need, and especially a big need right now.
Yeah.
And so really appreciative of that, and your willingness to get involved in this community and be a part of it.
We're excited.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Brian, the way we close out every show, I know you've seen some of them, is the whole prepare for the unexpected and keep it local. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap this out. Appreciate Brian's time. Again, go check out okiefarmfeed.com or Okie Farm Feed on all the social places, and check them out. Give them some love. Give them a shout. And if you like this video, hit the share, hit the like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And get subscribed. If you're not, go check them out. If you like their content, give them a subscription and hang out with them and support them. And so anyway, we're going to get on out of here and wrap this up. So as we say at the end of every interview and show, prepare for the unexpected and keep it local.